It's a do-over for the Democrats, hoping the New Hampshire primary isn't Iowa 2.0. Here to talk about this is Travis County GOP Communications Director Andy Hogue and Glenn Smith from Progress, Texas. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Glenn, Iowa was pretty much a tie between Sanders and Buttigieg. Sanders is an 8-point favorite going into the New Hampshire Democratic primary. Is it his to lose?
It looks to me like he's got the edge in New Hampshire, doesn't it? I'm not sure who's going to sneak up on him at this point, but I don't think we should read a lot into it because there's a long primary season in front of us, and I don't think Bernie has the advantage when he gets to some of these southern states like Texas. I think he does well. He's in Iowa. He did last time in 2016 in Iowa. He'd do okay in New Hampshire, but it's going to be a rougher road for him ahead, as it proved to be in 2016, and I don't think he's improved on that a lot. So New Hampshire's going to be New Hampshire, but let's see how the season goes after that. Andy,
what kind of returns will Joe Biden need tonight?
I think he'll need a lot stronger of a return. I mean, it still has yet to be seen how much Burisma has affected him, especially with the New Hampshire voters. I would say that Iowa voters and New Hampshire voters are from two different worlds, so we'll see how that goes. But really, it's not a matter of how well Joe Biden will perform as how much the other candidates will. I think Joe Biden represents more or less a default, perhaps of undecided Democratic voters who support the most experienced, the former vice president. So I don't suspect that it'll be more about him performing better tonight as it will how the other candidates do. So I have to agree with Glenn on Bernie Sanders.
Glenn, which Democratic candidate do you believe has the best chance of beating President Trump in November, or is it still too soon to say yet?
Boy, it's really hard to predict that because there's so many months until we get to November. You know, I like Klobuchar. I've liked her all along. I think Mayor Bloomberg may be changing the nature of primaries altogether by waiting out these first four and then counting on Super Tuesday to boost him. It's been interesting to watch that. But it's too early to predict one outcome of our entire nominating process, which, by the way, could use some, as Iowa showed us, some considerable reform. Not going to happen this time, but it should. So let's wait and see, because I think there's still strong candidates in the field that can take on Trump.
Andy, when does the Democratic Party start putting pressure on underperforming candidates to drop out?
Oh, about 5 months ago. I think that's part of the game. I think the Republicans do the exact same thing. That's just part of it, behind-the-scenes talks. We've seen Stacey Abrams, for instance. We may have forgotten about her already, but she's pushing a agenda called Fair Fight. It's pretty much like the Engage Texas of the Democrats. The Republicans are doing that now. The Democrats are doing a concerted voter effort. So some of these candidates have gone on to do other things to, I guess, increase their spotlight next round or to, do their part for the system.
Glenn, how do you think things are going to go here in Texas when it comes to the Democratic candidates?
Well, I think we have a much more moderate electorate on the Democratic side than people not from Texas sometimes believe. And they're always talking about our base, only minority voters, Asian, Black, Hispanic. But in Texas, they're a little bit more moderate than people from outside Texas. So I think a moderate candidate here has a better shot when it comes to winning the vote during the Democratic primary in Texas.
Yeah. Andy, what is your thought on that?
Yeah, I think
Texas.
Well, like a realtor might say, location, location, location. I told everybody months ago, don't rule out Mayor Pete. He's the dark horse. And sure enough, a lot of his values merged in with Iowa's. He was from a key Rust Belt state, and well, Iowa's not that far away. So expect your New England Democrats to do well tonight. Expect Joe Biden to do better than expected. Expect Bernie Sanders to do a little better than expected. Although I'm with Glenn, it's not going to be his night. But again, we'll see how New Hampshire differs from Iowa.
Okay, we are out of time, but Andy, Glenn, thank you both for coming in and sharing your perspectives with us tonight.
Thank you.
Great.